These are a pair of trampoline bases. There's an 8-foot and a 10-foot base there. The bigger one's for my kids, which all fell apart. And the smaller one we actually picked up for about, I think it was 20-25 quid a couple of years ago. Didn't see much use before that was dead too. Now I'm hoping to convert these into a seat. And the seat is going to go around this circle. And so we're going to put stones around the outside and bury the legs a little bit. And it should be able to hopefully get a little fire pit in the middle of there and create a seating area. Let's see how it goes. So the inner circle is vaguely the right height that I want to be sitting at. So I stood on a couple of bricks, sat on the frame, and your legs are kind of bent at 90 degrees, so it's kind of a comfortable sitting position. I don't want my legs dangling like you're sat in a high chair or something like that. So what we need to do first of all is basically make it rigid, because all the sections are coming apart. So we're going to screw them together using some self-tapping screws, and then we need to cut out this section here. So the circle remains one solid circle, which goes around the bottom there, but take this section out completely. The legs on the smaller trampoline in the background there are 600 tall, and the legs on the bigger trampoline, on the 10-foot trampoline, are actually 700. So we've got to take a 100mm section out of these legs to get them about the same height. I'm hoping to do this without breaking the welder out, so I'm going to be cutting it and sleeving it, or putting something in the centre, some pipe in the centre, and then just putting a bolt through. We are getting somewhere. Now, it feels actually pretty rigid. I was quite impressed when I sat on it. I thought there'd be a lot more flexibility in there. So it's a little bit high at the minute, but it's going to be sunk down, which I'll show you in a little bit. So a nice level for sitting on. I just need to take these end pieces off, and we can start stringing it up. Might have a bit of a problem. So I bought this rope locally. It's 7 quid for 30 metres. Apart from the fact it's rolled up in a really annoying way, so you can't untangle it easily to go around. It's going to get quite expensive. So I've got to go all the way around this trampoline, and that's as far as 30 metres goes. So I may have to go to plan B and get a big reel or something. We'll have to see. I'm also not sure if this is photo stable, if it's just going to rot, if it's going to fade. I've no idea. I like the colour scheme, but so maybe rethinking stuff here. Rather annoyingly, I left this little bracket on thinking it might be handy for something, making a cup holder or something, but it's in the way of the rope. I never really considered that, so I'll have to untangle it a bit and chop that off as well. So 2 bundles of rope in, and I think this looks absolutely rubbish. Really not happy with it. Now it's actually really comfortable to sit on, but it just looks not happy at all. So we're going to save ourselves 7 quid. We're going to remove this part here from the sides. You know, this is an open pipe effectively, and basically because the inside track is a smaller diameter than the outside, so this is actually 6.3 meters long, and that's 8.3 meters long. Divided one by the other, it gives us about 1.3, the difference. So by my reckoning, if we go around this bar on every single turn, and on this bar we do 2 around the bar and back, and 1 around the bar itself, it should in theory keep it nice and parallel. I'm also going to start in the middle and work my way back to the start. Reason being is I'm going to try and keep it parallel by having the extra loop on the outside, but if things start going out towards this point, or I need to finish it slightly differently somehow, it gives me options. Whereas if I start here, I have to finish it the other side in the similar sort of way. I'm not quite sure how it's going to look at this end yet. So yeah, start in the middle, and we'll see how it goes by the time we get to this bit. Right, we are halfway there. or just over. Now the 3 wraps to 1, so it's 4 there, look. So there's 3 wraps and then a 1, 3 and a 1, 3 and a 1. Most of the way along, keeps it nice and parallel, and it seems to work quite well. Occasionally when it goes at a line like here, I've done 4, and I did do 2 in 1 location, I believe, just to level things out, but you can't really see it unless you look for it. When you get to things like the pipe sticking up, that throws things out a little bit, so you do have to adjust things slightly. But generally, pretty happy with it. I have another cock-up to fix now, however. So at the minute, the seat does not fit on the outside of the turtle, as it was measured to do. So I actually put this in place and made sure it would go around the turtle. So this part here is supposed to sit down the edge, so it goes down to the floor level down there, the plastic, and that's about 100mm lower. So the length of the legs and the diameter is based on that, and obviously the height of the seat. So I wanted it to be 100mm lower than it is right now to sit on, so it's kind of comfortable to sit into. What I forgot was, when I ordered the stone turtle, I ordered the centre section, and I accidentally ordered the wrong size. So I'd ordered the centre one and not the outer ring, and I later ordered the outer ring to extend it to the size it should have been, but I forgot that I'd used the earlier measurement for the seat. So this we need to modify the seat. So the seat's now going to go on the other turtle, which we built earlier, and I need to lower the legs. So I'm going to chop off these loops. I'm going to chop them down to about here, so take about 100mm off, so it's more or less the same height as what I intended it to be when you're sitting on it. And it's going to sit on the other turtle with some rubber feet. The reason is, I don't want that on my turtle. So we're chopping the legs off. Hopefully there'll be enough strength in them as single legs for people sitting on there. Get some rubber feet off eBay, which I'll put a link to below on eBay. So they're quite cheap. You get about 10 for about a tenner. So it's not a lot of money, I think. And hopefully it'll be a working solution. So our little barn garden is almost done. So the trampoline seat didn't exactly turn out to plan. I've ended up chopping the legs down because I didn't want all the crisscrossy bits on the patio going rusty. I didn't think it'd be strong enough with the legs just stuck down, but it seems to be absolutely fine. This is quite stable. So really happy with that. Now I appreciate the covers on there are pretty blue. So we weren't going to use the covers, we're just going to sit on the springs, on the string, sorry, on the rope. And that felt fine, but when you sat on the cushions, it was so much comfier. So we've chose to use the cushion from the original trampoline base as a cushion. I'm probably going to recover it at some point in the future, so it's not quite as a blue. Right, all I need now is some friends.